Vintage Needle Crafter. My name is Laura. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer, and welcome if you are new to my channel. Well, the first things I wanted to talk about today are a few little finished objects. My 1908 Titanic Shawl that I finished, and a few little acquisitions and some whips. So we're going to have a lot of fun today, so sit back, enjoy, grab your favorite project, and welcome. It's a little warm and steamy in here in the room I'm at. I'm still out front, but it's warmed up. We've had up and down temperatures lately. It would be 30 degrees one day and 60 some the next day. So that's spring. I think that's just spring. Also got myself a new pair of glasses. These are purple. Hubby picked these out for me. We went to the thrift store the other day and well, I got quite a bit of yarn. It just so happened someone, I think, was cleaning out their entire stash. I really need to stop with the yarn because I don't want to get to the point to where I've got so much yarn that I can't store it anymore and it's overtaking the room. So I want to keep everything neat, minimal as I can, but I'm getting enough yarn now to where I need to stop. All right, what I'm wearing. Well, I'll start with this first. This is my little cardigan I made. Doesn't have a name. It just has that braided cable down the sides. I think I showed you this in my last podcast. I wasn't wearing it, but I did show it then. I just used yarn from Wool Warehouse on this and a number 5 bulky. One of them was, I think it was a chunky yarn in the colorway Morning Mist, King Cole. It was King Cole Morning Mist, and the other one was King Cole Christmas Snowman for the stripes in here. But I'll try to stand up a little bit so you can see the bottom. It wants to gap a little bit. I think I could have used my buttons a little bit closer together. And there's the back, if you can see. I love the detail on the sleeves. I just done a braided cable going down. Now, I knit this in the round with the raglan in creases. I remember telling you that the neck, you can see my yeah, it's quite wide through here. For some reason, the neck did stretch out. The only thing I could do to mend that is to maybe put in some elastic through here, little like thread. Excuse me, thread elastic going through here, and it might tighten it up just a bit. But I don't want it to do this. You know, I have to be careful. I don't want it to bunch. I mean, it lays perfectly against my chest area, so I like that. I love the detail. I think this was a 12 stitch with the cable in the center. And I did something a little bit different for the band here. I did, and you know what? Speaking of that, I'll tell you what I did here. This is just a moss stitch going this way. I worked the moss stitch around the band because I wanted a different feature in this, and that is there are no, you look very closely, there are no buttonholes in this at all. And that's what I wanted to achieve. I wanted to achieve the fact that there would be no buttonholes in this, because you know how buttonholes over time, they will stretch out. I have found in some of my other sweaters that I have made in the past, they will stretch. And then the sweater no longer wants to stay together. But this one and the sheep go round sweater that I made, I did not put buttonholes in the band. I just chose buttons that would fit through there. You know what? It doesn't even hurt the fabric at all, because when you have acrylic yarn especially, and you wash it and dry it, it will shrink back up. It doesn't affect it at all. But I like doing it that way. It's much simpler that way. I don't always do it that way, but this time and the last time I did. I'm going to have a little coffee in my cup. I love these stainless steel cups. They keep your coffee hot for hours. Really. When it starts to cool down a tad, I'll just put my lid back on. I have it off so I don't burn my mouth, which I have done. Okay, so here is my sweater. Now, a couple of other little things that I finished this week. This was one fun little project. This is just a water bottle holder. I don't have a water bottle in here now, but you can put a water bottle in here. I made mine a little large. It'll even fit my tumbler. I made it a little bit larger than what it was supposed to be. But anyway, the design on that's quite pretty. I just used scrap kitchen cotton yarn for it. Cinnamon stitches. I'm not sure if you watch her. But lovely Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches is having a premiere yarn week. And this lady, she has come up with her own patterns, her own designs, and she has tutorials for it. As far as I know, the patterns is not for purchase. You just watch her tutorial and you can make them. But giving her a little support's always nice too. But anyway, every day this week she's got something new that she's doing. And this was Monday's. It's a water bottle holder. Tuesday, which was yesterday, she worked the star. I think she called it the star hat or shell hat. Oh, I apologize if I got the name wrong. Hi, Jennifer, if you're watching. I think today is the bag. She's making a large, I'm not sure. I think it's boho bag. I'm not sure, but it is so neat because you can put your laptop in there. You can put it on the back of your car for like a garbage container. Really neat bag. A project stash bag, you know, hey, the size of it is perfect for taking your whips on the go. I'm gonna adjust this just a bit. There we go. I fixed, well, now it's crooked. My son, let me get this right. There, I think that's better. My son fixed my tripod. He just had to put a new screw in there and tighten it up. No more accidents like last time. Oh my, y'all took a little tumble with me. Like I said, nothing is cut in my videos, so. But anyway, yes. She is doing 5 tutorials, and today is the bag, the project bag, or whatever you want to put it in. Then she's got 2 summer tops, and these are the ones I'm waiting for. She's got, my mind went blank. I don't know the names. I will tell you later on in the upcoming podcasts. But she has 2 summer tops. One's like a poncho type top, and the other one's just an open lace, beautiful top. Perfect for summer, spring, at the beach. You can make it cropped, long. I love it. I love it. I'm just having so much fun with her. Premiere week. She worked very hard on these tutorials. I can say, being a podcaster, that tutorials take a lot of work and they take a lot of time. So I appreciate everyone that comes to my channel and watches my tutorial, gives it a like, and I'd love to hear if you've made anything. I know in the past my tutorials were kind of poor quality because of I did not have the bird eye equipment like I do now. But anyway, yes, this lady did 5 tutorials. I think she filmed them all ahead, but still, that's a lot of work, you know. That is a lot of work. My hat's off to you, Jennifer. You sure put in a lot of time and effort in your channel. And that's what our channels are. Our channels are little, it's our form of art. It's our time to share what we love to do, what we love to make. Okay, now, another little thing I finished. I showed you this in the last podcast. It was what I called strawberry shortcake yarn. And I just made this cute little half double crochet cowl. I like the colors. It's just a cute little cowl to wear around your neck. And it's just made in double crochet. That yarn went from, it would go to a light pink to like this cream color here. And then it would go to a deep berry color. It still reminds me of strawberries. Strawberry shortcake. I was a little girl. That was one of my favorite cartoons. Okay, a little bit too warm for that today, but I have worn it a couple times with the up and down temps. Now for the last finished object, the creme de la creme, the 1908 Titanic Shawl. This was a wonderful thing. It didn't take me long to work up. And that Molan yarn that I used from the Illinois Yarn Company factory, which was produced in a town near us. It was a nice soft yarn, and I'm going to do a little close up here. It was like holding, it was 100% acrylic, but it feels like a wool, and it's got this soft halo. I don't know if you can see that. It was like a sock weight yarn, and you get the same results as if you held a lace weight wool with a mohair. That was the thickness of it, and that's kind of what it produced. But here it is. I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to put it on. It's just a large square with the lace detail going all the way around the edge. Just a big square. It's quite large. It's a big square. Now, it doesn't look like, much. And I should put a picture over here. Here is a picture, a very old picture of the original pattern picture with the lady modeling it there. And I think that's just so elegant and so classical, I love vintage classical things, hence the name, the Vintage Needle Crafter. I apologize to all of you who come here just for the vintage. It's not always everything I make is vintage, but I really like this. And it was a pattern that was around during the time of the Titanic. Speaking of that, there's a new Titanic exhibit open up in Chicago. I'd love to go see. But anyway, you can get this pattern through Just Vintage Crochet. And if you watch, she has the tutorial. Whew, getting warm. She has the tutorial how to make it. And her pattern is on Etsy. It's where I got mine. It was only just a couple dollars for the pattern. So if you're interested in making that, show her some support by purchasing the pattern. Don't just watch the YouTube, because I needed the pattern as well as watching the tutorial. I always try to support people that are out there selling their patterns, because I feel, in a way, I don't know, this is just my opinion, but I feel a little bit kind of stingy if I only watch the YouTube and not purchase the pattern. You know what I mean? Only watch the tutorial. But I understand, for a lot of people, money is tight. They can't always afford that. But I try to, especially if they're under $5. I will go there and to support them and purchase their pattern. Okay, so now I'm going to pause this and put this on. And here we are. Oh, this is so elegant and so pretty. Now, the pattern is not complicated. So if you are an intermediate crocheter, you can watch her tutorial, get the pattern, and make this yourself as well. So if I stand up, might be able to see the whole entire thing. Here's the front. And it was made to where if you had a cameo, you would put that there, or a brooch. But isn't it lovely? Oh, I'm gonna try to, let me see if I can put the phone back and show you the whole thing. Okay, that's much better. I don't know if you can hear me from that far away, but there it is. It needs a little pin here. I did block this, but like I said, it's acrylic, so it didn't. The back. You just fold it, and that's what makes that double ruffle, is when you fold it over, you get this effect here. I love it. I really do. I really love it. Now I had to bring you all back a little bit closer. Yes, the 1908 Titanic Shawl. So pretty. So elegant. I really am happy with this. Glad I finished it. I started this last summer, I do believe it was. One of my very early, I call my old podcasts, my very few first ones, my old dark and dingy, hard to hear podcasts. I've learned how to use better lighting now, how to make the most of the lighting, that type of thing, and how to speak a little more clearly and a little bit louder so people can hear me. I think I'm just going to leave this on. My sweater was getting a little warm, but anyway, that is the 1908 Titanic Shawl. Now, for my whips, and I have 3, plus my 1986 dress. I'm just plugging a little bit at a time on that. Goodness, you've all been patient with that. I only can put on just a little bit at a time, and then I get these sidetrack projects. Getting warm. I have these sidetrack projects, and then it gets put down for a few days to a week. I need to get busy. But I had too much fun with this next whip. Here comes the brightness. Get ready. Ta-da! This is the makings. I have a front and I have a back. This is, it's going to go on my body like this, and then the straps will come up. This is the Granny Peplum. The Granny Peplum top. And there's a photo here of the Granny Peplum top. Now you can make this using lots of different colors, or you could just choose a couple, 2 or 3 different colors. The choice is yours. This lovely design is by Craft in a Cuppa. Her name is Kelly, and she has a wonderful YouTube channel where she makes beautiful works of art. I call them works of art. This is one of those. I'm loving this. This is going to be a nice summer thing. And I hope I didn't make it too large. I did the 1X, which I thought, well, actually my measurements kind of turned out between a 1X to 2X. So I'm hoping it's not going to be too big, but it's okay because I want it oversized. And I want, oh, those colors are really bright. I wanted it oversized, and I wanted it a little bit drapey. So I think that's the effect I'm going to get. Next is coming up here to the shoulders, and then after that, you work kind of in the rounding a bit, I think. But I'm going to make the short sleeve version, and it has a cinched in waist with a tie, and it kind of has a flowy out coming down like this, kind of like a dress. And, excuse me, and you can make this into a dress if that's what you would like, or you could stop with just the top. I'm going to make it kind of a little bit, kind of almost down to my hips is what I would like to do. I got plenty of yarn. The yarn I got from this is from Wool Warehouse. It is a number 3 sport weight, and it is called Special DK, I think is what it's called. And the yarn is not very expensive at all. Hold on, I'll show you the yarn so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I have it still here in my bag. Now, I chose 12 different colors for mine because, what can I say? But I'll just pull one out here. Okay, Stylecraft. This is Stylecraft Special DK on Wool Warehouse, and it's a number 3. Number 3 acrylic. It's very soft. It is not a scratchy, rough acrylic at all. It's very soft, really, very soft. And it says it's premium acrylic, so that's why. It has 322 yards, and I did not know this until the other day, but it is naturally anti-pilling. That, when you are working with acrylic yarn, any anti-pilling yarn is a major plus. Thumbs up for that. Thumbs up for that. You get this at Wool Warehouse, and it's only $2.29, I do believe. That's what I paid. I'm looking for my receipt in here. $2.25 per ball. 322 yards, anti-pilling acrylic number 3. Wool Warehouse, $5 flat rate shipping. So I'm working through this big bag of that. And I just have to come up here for the shoulders and then come up for the back, and then you get to join it. So I was up till 10 o'clock last night working on this, trying to get the sides done. First, you just make your square, okay, your granny square in your size, and she includes the sizes, or the measurements, in centimeters, not inches. And then you go back and forth like this, and then you begin the next step. Her video, I'm going to tell you right now, her tutorials, they are very thorough, and they are, she walks you through every little step. Every little step. You can do it. You can do it. If you are a beginner crocheter, I think you can do it. For those of you out there that wanting to learn more than just knit, give crochet a try. It is making a comeback. It is gaining popularity. There are lovely, if you like, I'm trying to say, if you like designer wear, there are not lovely designers out there in the crochet world. Let me name a few. Well, Kelly from Craft and a Cuppa. There is MJ Off the Hook Designs. She has beautiful, beautiful sweaters. There is, what's her name? Katarina. Katarina Designs. That's another designer that I know of. There are many more out there, I'm sure. Cinnamon Stitches. Nice makes, especially if you like clothing and things. Then there's the others that just do the small things. But yes, there's that. That's one of my whips. And now I have 2 more I want to talk about. And you know what? I got to go back there again because I left them back there in my craft room. I thought I had everything when I sat down with all of you, but well, apparently I did not. So hold on. Okay, I'm back. And these are both wool. They're not acrylic at all. These are all natural fibers. One is knitted, and you know what? I think the knitted one is my only current knit project except the dress I'm making. But oops, I almost lost my yarn. This is my own homemade yarn. I am spinning this in a number 5 bulky weight. It's a 2-ply. I double plied it. This is all I have left of this one. I don't know if the camera can catch the colors into that, but it's got this lovely, lovely rainbow hue to it with a cream color in here. And it is a vest. And let me show you. Oh, that's kind of got it all inside out here. Hold on. There we go. There it is. And isn't that pretty? I like the little bumps and things. This is, I did it, and I took your advice. My mind went blank again. Priscilla, I'm sorry. Priscilla, I took your advice and did a wider band so it would not curl up like this. But now you can see the little bit of pinks and a little bit of yellow, blue, a little bit of green. So pretty. And I'm just doing this in the round, all the way around, and I'm just going to come up to my arms and kind of decrease a little and go up and kind of do that little shaping at the arms. Then I'm not sure how I'm going to do the top. I'll figure it out. This is just my own pattern. I'll figure it out as I go. But this is my progress on that so far. And I'm using a number 11 Chiagoo circular needle for this. There it is. There's that. And again, this is all I have left. Now I have another whole, I think I have another whole 8 ounces of the wool. I just need to get it spun up. So when this is done, it's going to have to be back at my spinner. Now I have a little Nano 2 electric eel wheel. When I started out spinning wool, I started out with a drop spindle, as most of you will do. And I just got it from Amazon for like $12. But over time, I wanted to make larger things with my wool, with my hand spun. So I purchased this little affordable Nano 2 electric eel wheel. It was the only thing I could afford at the time because they're around $125 to $150. You can find them on the internet. Nano 2 electric eel wheel. I think if you type that in, I think it's Dreaming Robots. That's it. That's the website. At dreamingrobots.com is where you can get those. And it'll take off. Your spinning will take off and you can do much faster yarn that way than by hand with the drop spindle. But if you're just learning, keep practicing on the drop spindle. And I wanted to mention too, speaking of spinning and making your own yarn, Kelly from Craft and a Cuppa, this lady never ceases to amaze me. She actually took her bits of yarn scraps, her acrylic yarn scraps, combed them out with a comb, combed them out, fluffed them up, made little roll eggs, spun it into the most amazing, it's going to make, I haven't seen it yet, but it's going to make the most amazing yarn. I did not even know you could even do this with acrylic or anything. And you know what? I have a bag full of this. I'd like to try it. I'm curious enough. I would really like to see if that can be done. That is something, I don't know if it's going to hold together. I really don't, because wool usually, sticks together on itself. I have no idea what acrylic's going to do. It'll be a fun little experiment, to say the least. But anyway, that's my vest. Now, for the second thing, I've shown you this in my last podcast. I've got more progress done on it. Just need to block it because it's all wanting to curl up on me. But here it is. This is that brioche crochet with the lace insertion. And I did the bottom. I finished the bottom ribbing on this. This is the front, and then the back piece I made a little bit longer, and I'll show you. I've got a fairly good start on the back. Now you see how it's a little longer. Now it's even longer without the ribbing. But once I put the ribbing on that, it's going to be longer, which is what I wanted to achieve. I wanted it to cover my backside a little more. And that's a nice way to say it instead of the other thing. I wanted to cover my backside a little bit longer down. So I'm doing longer in the back than in the front. As this here, I'll put them together. Here they are together. And you can see this is already going longer. Oh, kind of having a hard time showing you here. My apologies for the loud trucks going by. But there, yeah, it'll be like this much longer once I get that, which is what I want. And I want to make it split where it meets the ribbing. It won't come together. And I'm using, this is Fibra Natura, 100% merino wool. If I got the label, I don't know if I got the label. No, I don't have the label here with me. But it's Fibra Natura. In the colorway Cobblestone. I think it's Fibra Natura Cobblestone in the colorway Parakeet. And you could get this at Premier Yarns for $21.99. 612 yards. And it's a nice weight. Nice weight yarn. It's stretchy. It's wool. But I think it'll be okay. Okay for spring. So I've just got so much more on the back. Then I'm just going to sew it down the sides and do a little something for the sleeves and something little around the neck. Probably just some short ribbing, I'm thinking, on that. And what did I use for a crochet hook for this? I used a 2.5 millimeter crochet hook. And if you want to learn to do this, the lace panel stitch, okay, this is a repeat. One panel is right to here, where my fingers are, here to here. That's one panel. If you'd like to learn how to make that brioche crochet with the lace insertion here, go check out my video. I walk you through step by step how to do that. First, I show you the brioche crochet. Then I show it to you with the lace insertion. Okay. Getting quite out of breath. Wow, we're into 33 minutes. I haven't even shown you my yarn purchase yet. From the Goodwill store. Reclaimed yarn. Better than ending up in a landfill somewhere. That would be shocking. That would be terrible. But anyway, I got the most unique vintage yarn. I love vintage yarn. Vintage Needle Crafter loves vintage yarn. And I'm going to show you the unique yarn first. I got it here. In this lovely little basket. I like this little basket. It was $1 for the basket. And two of these were, I think, $1.99 for two. So they're $1 a skein. Now, I'm going to take them out of the plastic so you can really see the label. You can buy this yarn out there, by the way, but it is really expensive. I found out it's like anywhere from $9 up to $21 a skein. And there's only 121 yards on one of these. That one kind of has a, I'll show it to you. I saw this and I thought, what? Scottish yarn, back when Red Heart was still Coates and Clark's Red Heart. And it's called Clansman. Clansman, and this one is Cawdor. And really unique yarn. It is a #3. It smells a little bit like perfume. You know, I'll give you a tip. If you get yarn from somewhere, and it's a little bit dirty or it's a little bit, you know, something, you can take your umbrella swift and pull this out and wrap that around your umbrella swift, making a hank, washing the hank, drying the hank. There you go. Before you want to work with it, if it's just not as nice as you'd like it to be. Here is a couple more with a better label. This said on the label, or on the price tag, way back before there was barcodes, way back before there were digital things. Look at this. J.C. Penney. J.C. Penney, 79 cents. I think that would have to go all the way back to the 70s, maybe. And they marked it down to 50 cents, but it says J.C. Penney. Anyway, I got 6 of these. And it says Windtuck. It's by Windtuck as well, Klansman. Not sure what I'm going to do with it. But I've got 6 of these. And I just put them in this little basket I got. I love vintage yarn. I love vintage yarn. As long as it doesn't smell, you know, unless it doesn't have any cigarette smoke or anything like that, or any musty smell. Musty smell you do not want. You don't even want to purchase yarn with musty odor or, you know, nicotine or anything. But there they are. Got all 6 of them in there. And 122 yards. They look full to me. A lot of them, there's maybe one in here that looked like it was used a little bit. But that should make something like maybe an open vest, or I don't know. I really don't know. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. Okay, and now, really? I keep telling myself, really? Did you really get a giant bag of yarn? Yes, I really did. This yarn here is Bernat Blanket, and it's the only one I had, and it was in one of those Mary Maxim surprise boxes that you get. Didn't know what to do with it. So yesterday, I found a bunch of this. Now we can put it together with this, and I got lots of it. I think they marked these down to $4.50 for the full ones. And then there's more in here. There's more in here that have about half a skein left, half a ball left. They're down in here, yeah. See, they're just... But I got enough to where I can make a very nice lap blanket. Very nice lap blanket. There's some more. So I got this much of that. That'll go good with the red. And then, I don't know why. Oops, my chair is scooting back. I don't know why, but I got a lot of these vintage colors here. Isn't this pretty? This says Woolworth or Woolco. Look at the price, people. Look at the price. 87 cents. Look at the price. Oh my goodness. All of these are acrylics, fast moth proof, easy care. You know, they will pill up on you. They're cheaper quality yarns, but I love the colors. I'm collecting a lot of these. Here's a red heart. I'm not going through it. Here's a classic red heart. There's something I'm going to make for fall. It's another one of that. I've got a lot of these fall colors. Another red heart. Some people can't work with red heart yarn. It's scratchy. And you know what? When I work with red heart right here, my index finger will start to crack. Yeah, they'll crack and it'll just, it's pretty rough stuff. Here's a different color. This is more like a, and these are classic. These are the Red Heart Classic. Anything, now I'll tell you a little tip for vintage yarn. Anytime you get a Red Heart and it says Coates and Clark on the label, I don't think the new ones do. Let's compare with the new one. This is a newer one, and no, you will not see Coates and Clark. Just way down here in this little bitty writing, it will say Coates and Clark. Over here too, Coates and Clark, but the older ones have it right up front. So, and then just a couple more. Black. Here's an oldie. This one is Sayel. I wish they wouldn't have stuck the sticker over the label. I'm going to try to steam that off. I got a little project I want to make for my wall. I want to take all my old vintage labels. I want to do a decoupage on a foam board, and I want to frame it and hang it in my wall in my room. This is Woolco, $1.39. Just a little bit of that one, but I'm gathering up those fall colors. And then the only other thing in here, I love the colors on this. Springy green, chameleon. I love this yarn. It's two of those. So that's my yarn haul. Mercy. And here I'm talking about, I want to get away from acrylics. You know, I said that a while back, but for some reason, acrylics just keep landing in my lap. Well, I'm not a yarn snob, like I said before. Yes, I love natural fibers, cotton, wool, alpaca, but I also work a lot with acrylics because I'm a busy mom. I've got 2 adult sons here that still live at home, and they keep me going as well as hubby, and I like to just be able to take a lot of my things and throw them in the machine and just throw it in the dryer, and I know it's going to come out fine. And the tip with acrylic is acrylic yarns, when you're doing a project, most of the time, after you wash them and dry them, they will stretch slightly, giving you a half a size larger than when you started. So keep that in mind when you're working your size in a pattern. You might want to go down a size to a half a size, unless you don't mind a loose fitting garment. But some acrylics will get stretched so much that you'll end up a whole size bigger. Anyway, I think I've done talked myself out. Goodness, 43 minutes. I think this is my long one yet. I see the sun is coming out. That's nice. Going to be a nice day. I'm going to get out and work a little bit in my planter boxes. I've already got my onions and garlic planted. Well, garlic I done last fall, but I got onions out there. I'm really wanting to get some lettuce and some kale out there, and I'm worried that we're going to have another blizzard or something, because we still could. Don't know. But anyway, thank you so much for being patient today and sticking to the very end. If you haven't, that's fine too, but I really appreciate it when you watch my videos mostly all the way through. It helps my channel because I need those watch hours. They are important as well. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. And you all have a blessed week, and enjoy your makes, and get out there and enjoy that beautiful spring weather. Until next time. Oh, and don't forget, give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Share my video and subscribe to my channel for more content. And I'll see you all again next week. Bye.